The secret code of UPSC toppers, a journey of discipline, dreams and determination. I will start from the introduction, the mountain called UPSC. Every generation produces dreamers, individuals who dare to aim for something, larger than themselves. In India, one such dream, often finds its shape in three simple letters: UPSC. The Union Public Service Commission. Exam is not just an examination; it is an institution, in itself. A journey that challenges the mind, body, and spirit. Every year, lakhs of aspirants, register, right? But only a few hundred make it the final list, right? Okay, for those who succeeded, the reward is not merely a prestigious job, it is the honor, for serving the nation, right? But what separates, the one who succeed from the countless others who do not? What is the secret code of UPSC toppers? The story attempts, to decode that, not merely through strategies and notes, but through the life lesson, hidden in their journey, lessons that extend far beyond exams into the very fabric of life, right? So start from the dream begins here. The dream begins here, Ravi, the son of school teacher in a small town, grew up watching his father's current notebooks late into the night, right? So his father, his family, had never known luxury, but they had known the dignity, dignity of honesty, and hard work. As a child, Ravi's father, often told him, "Beta, success is not measured by what you earn, but by how useful you are to others." One day in class 8, Ravi read about an IAS officer in the newspaper who had transformed a drought-hit district by introducing new water conservation in techniques, right? So here, the story lit a spark in him. So from that day onward, Ravi knew what he wanted: to become a civil servant, right? Dreams, however, are fragile things, they need nurturing, discipline, resilience. As Ravi, entered college, distractions tempted him. Friends pursuing easy careers, peer pressure, the lure of quick money. But the seed planted years ago never died. Enters the battlefield. The UPSC is not merely about knowledge, it is about patience, perseverance, and the ability to think clearly even under pressure, right? So Ravi soon, realized this when he started his preparation in Delhi. So he rented a small room in Mukherjee Nagar where thousands of aspirants lived in a similar condition, right? Tiny rooms filled with books, dreams and silent struggles, right? So some studied, some studied 18 hours a day. Some survived in one meal to save money, right? Some battled here loneliness, and some faced repeated failures but still clung to hope, right? So here Ravi made friends, Meera, a former engineer who quit her corporate job, to chase her passion for governments, and Arjun who had failed twice but was still determined, to give his best effort, to the best effort. So together they formed a small group, motivation each other, when despair threatened to take over, right? So here the journey of success is never solitary, it is built on the shoulders of championship, guidance and shared struggles, right? So the art of discipline here, toppers often says that UPSC is not about studying the most, but studying the smartest. Ravi soon, learned the important discipline here, he created a daily routine, wake up at 5 a.m, revise yesterday's topics, read the Hindustan newspaper with a critical eye, the study here, subjects in fixed slots, polity in the morning, history in the afternoon, current affair in the evening, write 1 notes per week, okay, and the day by reflecting what did I learn today, that made me, wiser than yesterday, right? So it wasn't easy. It wasn't just easy, These were days, when Ravi felt drained, but he reminded herself, discipline is doing what needs to be done, right? Even when you don't feel like doing it. Lesson 2 is what here, that discipline beats motivation, while motivation fades, discipline builds the bridge between dreams and reality. Point number 4 is what here, failures, the hidden teachers. In his first attempt, Ravi didn't even clear the prelims, right? The pain was totally unbearable, there's no doubt in it. So here, for days he avoided calls from home, ashamed of letting them down. He saw peers of celebration and celebrating, moving ahead, while he felt stuck. But one evening, his father called, right? Okay, so here instead of disappointment, his father's voice was calm. Do you think great officers are made without failures? Every setback is a stepping stone. Beta, failure, but fail forward. Right, that night Ravi picked up his pen again. Right, he analyzed his mistake, overconfidence in some areas, negligence in others, but new determination. He prepared again. Lesson 3 is what? Failure is not the opposite of success, it is a part of success. Each mistake is a guidepost pointing towards improvement. Next point is what? The second attempts rising again. The next year Ravi cleared prelims. His joy was totally immeasurable, right? But the mains exam crushed him again, right? So his answer lacked depth. There's a need of the depth in the answer paper, right? While others used examples, case study and clarity, his answers were shallow. This time, instead of sulking, he sought guidance. Meera taught him answer writing, Arjun shared his notes. Slowly Ravi improved, right? Lesson 4 is what? Humility to seek help, and courage to accept feedback are the true traits of winners. So here the final push is what? That by his third attempt, Ravi was sharper, wiser and calmer. She had learned the secret code: balance between hard work and smart work, right? Revision over hoarding new materials, writing practice over passive reading, calmness under pressure over panic, patience over haste. When the result came, Ravi's name was on the top, ranked 38. His hand trembled, tears rolled down his face, right? He remembered every sleepless night, every sacrifice, every moments of despair, and he realized it had all been worth it. Next point is what? Beyond exams, the real success is what here, that years later, as an IAS officer posted in a drought-prone area, Ravi initiated what conservation programs must like the officer he once read about in class 8. Villages flourished, farmers smiled, the lives improved, right? So in that moment, Ravi understood success is not about personal achievement but about collective upliftment. So life lesson and the moral education is what? Perseverance wins. No obstacles is too big. No obstacles is too big if your will is unshaken, right? Discipline is greater than talent. If you have the discipline, you can beat the talent. You can just take over the discipline as per the talent. I'm going to say discipline is greater than talent, right? So here talent may open doors, but discipline keeps them open. Failure is a teacher. Every failure carries seeds of wisdom. Humility is strength, right? So here seek guidance, accept criticisms and keep learning. So here purpose over position. True success lies not in power but in service to others. Resilience is key. Life will test you repeatedly. Resilience ensures you rise every time. Here nation building begins within, right? That to change the world, first change yourself, right? Nation building begins within. To change the world, if you have the ability, if you want actually to change the world, you have to change yourself. So the conclusion of the point is what? The real secret code here, the secret code of UPSC toppers is not locked in books and or coaching notes, coaching centers, whatever it is, right? So it lies in their mindset, discipline, resilience and purpose. These qualities are not just for cracking an exam. They are for living a meaningful life. whether one clears UPSC or not, if one learns, perseverance, humility, honesty and service, then the real purpose of the journey is fulfilled, because ultimately exam end, but life continues, right? And life rewards those who live with integrity, courage and compassion. So